Well,
You're just believing
but
Stephen
not-
Hawking,
but
and that's a matter
what
of
is-
faith in his
yeah, but
abilities.
yes.
You don't know it yourself. You're accepting that because someone told you.
Yeah, well, but science is constantly proved all the time. You see, if we take something like any fiction, and any holy book, and any other fiction, and destroyed it, okay, in 1,000 years' time, that wouldn't come back just as it was. Whereas if we took every science book, right, and every fact, and destroyed them all, in 1,000 years, they'd all be back, because all the same tests would be the same result.
That's good. That's really good.
Well, I do have tremendous respect for science. And that's where I've really devoted a great deal of time and energy to try to understand the scientific perspective on the world. But I think Gervais is painting with too broad of a brush here. There really isn't any such thing as science or religion to which these could be contrasted. Rather, when you look at science, it also develops. Aristotelian physics was very different than Newtonian physics, and that's very different than relativistic physics. And the physics that we have today is based upon two incompatible theories, quantum theory and relativity theory. And as yet, no one knows how to reconcile these. So there's definite change and progress over time in the scientific discovery of the world. But when you talk about, for example, the Bible, because the Bible is a book of history, if you destroyed a historical work so that all memory of the past was lost, well, of course you wouldn't expect that to repeat itself. History is not cyclical. If you destroyed all knowledge of the historical past, and I mean even archaeologically, then you wouldn't expect that to come back. But that doesn't mean it's unreliable or that we don't have credible knowledge of the past. And with respect to the New Testament, he just begs the question by calling it fictional. The Gospels do not belong to the literary genre of fiction. I'm sorry, they don't. They belong to the genre of ancient biography, which has a strong historical interest. And the Gospels have been shown to be historically credible sources for the life and teachings of Jesus of Nazareth. So, granted, if you destroyed all of these historical records, you wouldn't have any knowledge of the past of what went on, and that would be in contrast with science. But that doesn't mean that there isn't, therefore, historical knowledge, just as there is scientific knowledge. There are different kinds of knowledge and different methods for getting at that knowledge. And with respect to the historical claims of Christianity, these are historically well-founded and are accessible to us today. In fact, ironically, we're probably better positioned to know the historical reliability of these documents today than people have been for thousands of years, who during the Middle Ages and before didn't have the historical critical method and the tools that we do for doing modern historiography. So with the progress of time, we're actually better positioned to know the historical reliability of these texts than previous generations were.